Al Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's pure as fine Castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen, our guest star Brian Aherne, Jimmy Cash, Felix Mills and his orchestra, and the Swantet. Now, meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, it's morning in the Burns home, and a happy, hungry George is just coming down to breakfast, never dreaming that the kitchen has been taken over by that bane of his life, Gracie's club, the Beverly Hills Uplift Society.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Gracie. Oh, Gracie. Bless her little heart. She's probably in the kitchen whipping up a swell breakfast for her dream man. I'll slip in and give her a kiss. Oh, no. Not the uplifter. She can't do this to me. Gracie, come out here.
Oh, excuse me, girls. Good morning, sweetheart.
Don't sweetheart me. I thought I told you to keep those old bats out of this house.
George Burns, how dare you call them old bats? There's not a bat in our club over 40.
Never mind their age. What are they doing here?
Well, it's only a committee of 9 girls. We're making plans for our club auction this afternoon. We're going to raise funds for a very worthy cause.
Oh, sure. I remember the last worthy cause you cooked up.
Well, that was a good cause. We were going to have thousands of silver oak leaves and silver eagles made and distribute them to the private soldiers.
Look, Gracie.
Well, we've noticed that so many of the poor boys can't afford any costume jewelry.
Great idea.
Well, we thought so, too, but for some silly reason, the Army didn't agree. Oh, but wait till you hear our new cause. We're going to raise
I don't want to
money.
hear about it. Just want breakfast.
But even you will approve of this one.
I'd like some eggs.
Oh, I'm sorry, George. Clara Bagley liked them first.
Might have known those dames would get into the food. How's the bacon?
Blanche Morton was crazy about it.
Pancakes?
Tootsie Sagwell.
Toast?
Me.
Gracie, this isn't fair.
I know it's awful, but when the girls meet, they can't resist food. You know, at one house, they ate everything but a can of spinach.
Well, what can I have for breakfast?
Oh, how about a nice can of spinach?
I give up. I'll go down to the drugstore and get a sandwich.
Well, bring back some for us. We're starving.
Oh, yeah. See you later.
Oh, poor George. Just a slave to his appetite. Now, quiet, girls. Girls. Now, let's get on with the discussion about the auction. Remember, we agreed to furnish food and clothing for 9 needy babies. So we just got to think of something to auction off.
Gee, I had the perfect thing yesterday, but I lost it.
Oh, yeah. What was it, Tootsie?
One of Frank Sinatra's shoes.
Oh, really? Where did you get it?
Off his foot. You know, a bunch of us girls chased him for blocks and caught him and threw him down and sort of tore him apart, and I got a shoe.
Oh. And you lost it?
Yes. A girl who was just passing by snatched it out of my hand.
Oh, what a shame. There's always somebody who doesn't know how to act like a lady.
Yeah.
I wish Mrs. Bundy, my cleaning woman, would hurry up and get here. She cleans houses for lots of movie stars, and maybe she could suggest something from one of them to auction off.
Oh, who does she work for, Gracie?
Oh, well, now, let's see. This morning she cleans for Brian Aherne.
Oh, Brian Aherne! I'd clean his house for nothing. Did you see his latest picture? What a woman. Yeah, what a man.
Well, Mr. Aherne is awfully attractive. He and George have a lot in common.
Oh, Gracie. Brian Aherne is a tall, handsome Englishman. What does he have in common with George?
They're both on the side of the United Nations.
Practically twins.
Oh, excuse me, girls. That must be Mrs. Bundy now.
Hello. I'm here to clean your house instead of Mrs. Bundy.
Oh, I hope nothing bad has happened to Mrs. Bundy.
I'm her husband.
Well, I hope nothing else bad has happened to her.
She went to visit her mother. That ain't good.
Well, I'll get you a dust cloth and you can start right in.
Don't bother, lady. Here's something I picked over at Mr. Ahерne's house to dust with. I forgot and brought it with me. See?
Oh, my goodness. Were those of Mr. Aherne? Where did you get them?
Off his dresser.
Why, those are Mr. Aherne. Oh, he wears fancy ones, doesn't he?
Yeah. They make a dandy dust cloth.
Dust cloth, nothing. That's just what we need for our auction. Girls, look. And they're Brian Aherne.
My, he wears fancy ones, doesn't he? Yeah, they're even embroidered. Oh,
that's his name. See, it says to Brinykins.
Oh, that's a lot to embroider on a pair of shorts.
Oh, I don't know. I'll bet there's room enough on George's for his name, address, telephone number,
Hiya, girls. What's going on?
Bill, look what we've got.
Say, George is losing weight, isn't he?
No, these belong to Brian Aherne. And just think, they were being used to dust the furniture.
Really? You know, Aherne must be a pretty agile guy. How did he dust? Back up to the furniture and rub up?
No. Mr. Aherne didn't dust with them. He wore them. Mr. Bundy dusted with them.
Aherne wore them and Bundy dusted with them? Well, I'd have to see it to believe it.
Well, anyway, Bill, we're going to auction them off to raise money.
Oh, are you kidding, girls? You won't get any money for Brian Aherne shorts. Here, let me give you these.
Bill!
These 2 bars of Swan.
Oh.
Now, there's something you can auction off for a fortune. Swan's 4 soaps in 1. The soap for your hands and face, bathing the baby, and for dishes and light laundry. 4 swell soaps in 1, a great wartime buy.
Oh, my goodness, Bill, for a minute I thought you were going to give us your shorts.
Well, I'll tell you something, Gracie. My shorts have been on display from coast to coast, and they're a sensation.
Oh, really?
Oh, sure. The women almost riot when they see that short I made at Paramount on how to wash the dishes with Swan. Well, it shows a beautiful girl using those long-lasting Swan suds to make short work of dishes. And then when she takes her hands out of the suds, you see how soft and lovely Swan keeps them.
Oh, Bill, you never take us girls seriously. This auction of ours is for a very worthy cause. We're going to raise money to take care of needy babies.
Really?
Yes. Each one of us 9 girls will be responsible for 1 baby.
Oh.
You know, Bill, I always hoped that when I took care of a baby, it would be ours.
Well, it will be, Tootsie.
Ours?
Hours, days, even years. Goodbye, girls.
Tootsie, don't you worry. When the war's over, there'll be millions of men coming home, all hungry for the sight of a woman.
And you think I'll get one?
Oh, sure. There'll be one just a little hungrier than the others.
Jimmy Cash comes to the microphone now to sing the new Cole Porter ballad, I Love You. Jimmy?
I love you on the April breeze. I love you, echo the hills. I love you, the golden dawn agrees, as once more she sees daffodils. It's spring again, and birds on the wing again start to sing again the old melody. I love you, that's the song of songs, and it all belongs to you and me. It's spring again, and birds on the wing again start to sing
song of songs, and it all belongs to you and me.
Well, girls, Brian Aherne shorts are all washed and ironed and ready to be auctioned off as soon as the other girls get here.
Isn't it exciting?
Tootsie said we'll wash and iron them, and I think a vote of thanks is in order.
Thank you, girls, for letting me do it. I just can't wait to start bidding for them.
Oh, Tootsie, there's a burn place on them.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Gracie.
Oh, I knew you'd scorch them if you did it by hand. I told you to use an iron.
You don't show.
Well, now remember, girls, let's run the bidding up.
Oh, yes. We ought to get enough money from his shorts to make lots of baby clothes.
Yes. I'll bet Mr. Aherne never dreamed that we'd be making little ones out of his big ones.
Oh. We may not have an auction, Gracie. Here comes Mr. Aherne up the walk, and I'll bet he wants his shorts back.
Oh, dear. Quick, girls, run. No, Tootsie, not at him.
What will you do, Gracie?
Well, don't worry, I'll stall him. Oh, you go in the other room. Hurry. Coming.
Oh, how do you do? Are you Mrs. Burns?
Oh, yes. Come in, Mr. Aherne.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but I think the cleaning chap, Mr. Bundy, carried off my, that is, I'm missing a pair of my best, well, it's rather difficult for me to say in front of a lady. I'm somewhat over a barrel.
Oh, that's funny. I expected to see a barrel over you.
Well, what I meant to say is my very, very favorite pair of, that is, I've been caught with my, have you seen them?
You mean, have I seen your, that is to say, your,
Exactly.
Well, could you describe them?
Oh, yes. They're rather square in a round sort of a way, and they're rather long in a short sort of a way, and they're rather wide in a narrow sort of a way.
You're in a bad way.
Well, how about it? Have you seen a pair of, that is...
what?
Oh, Jove, I hate to embarrass you, but you forced me to come right out and say it.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, very well. Mrs. Burns, I've lost my whatchamacallits.
Oh, Mr. Aherne, you British are so bold.
Rather daring, what? But have you seen them?
Well, are they blue with yellow and purple flowers?
Yes.
And an elastic around the top?
Yes.
And are they embroidered to Breinekens?
Yes. Have you seen them?
Well, no, but they sound cute.
Now, Mrs. Burns, have you been pulling my leg?
No, but I'll bet somebody has. Ooh, you're awfully tall.
Oh, no. Now, come now, Mrs. Burns. You practically admitted that you have them. If you'll just give them to me, I'll be getting on with them.
Oh, Mr. Aherne, not here.
Mrs. Burns, the whatchamacallits I seek are not just an ordinary pair of whatchamacallits. They have a sentimental value. You see, I was wearing them when I got my first break in the movies, and, they've always been very close to my heart.
You wear them rather high, don't you?
Well, and in the picture I'm making now, there's actually a scene where I appear in them. They've already shot part of the scene, so I must have the same shorts at the studio tomorrow.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but we need them worse than you do.
But surely your husband has a pair of his own.
Oh, yes, he has. They may not be as cute as yours, but they keep his ankles warm.
Well, then, why do you want mine?
Well, we're going to auction them off.
Auction them off? But why?
Well, to raise money for the 9 babies.
9 babies?
Well, yes. We have to buy food and clothing for them, and we need the money desperately, Mr. Aherne.
Oh, well, of course, this puts a different light on things. I'll see what I can do to help you. 9 babies? By Jove. You're married to George Burns, aren't you?
Yes.
9 babies. I'll see you later, Mrs. Burns.
Hello, Gracie. I'm calling from the office. Have those dames cleared out of the house yet? Well, I'm staying here until those 9 hens go home to their own roost. Goodbye. Of all the broken-down clubs, everything happens to me.
Mr. Burns?
Yes. Say, you're Brian Aherne, aren't you?
Yes, Mr. Burns. I don't want to embarrass you, but would you accept this $20?
What for?
Well, to help you feed those 9 adorable creatures at your house.
Adorable? Most of them are zombies.
Well, you can't expect them all to look like your wife.
Say, how did you know about them?
Well, I've just come from your house. You're a lucky man, Mr. Burns. I adore the little beggars.
Vegas is right. They eat me out of house and home. And their babbling and squawking is enough to drive a man crazy.
Oh, well, you've no one to blame but yourself, old bean. If you don't like them, why do you have so many?
It was my wife's idea. Personally, I'd like to take them out and drown them.
I say, you have some gruesome thoughts.
Look, Aherne, if you're so crazy about them, why don't you take them over to your place?
Well, I wouldn't mind fondling a couple of them on my knee.
You have some pretty gruesome thoughts yourself. Personally, I'd like to get rid of all of them.
Oh, no, you mustn't do that.
Oh, I mustn't. Now, listen, I know my wife. There may be only 9 now. But if I don't get rid of them before I know it, there'll be 20.
20?
Yeah.
Oh, I say, well...
And I'm getting rid of them once and for all.
Please don't do anything rash. I'll find some way to help you. Goodbye. Keep your chins up.
Chins?
Poor chap. No wonder he has no money. With 9 babies, I guess Gracie has to stop working.
Time for Felix Mills and the orchestra and the Swan telling us about...
Sweet Georgia Brown, sweet Georgia Brown.
George and Gracie have 9 babies and no money to support them. As a result, strange things are happening at the Burns home.
Hello, Gracie. Say, where did all these bundles of old clothes come from?
Well, I don't know. They've been pouring in for an hour now. And here's a telegram for you from Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby? What does he say?
He says, Dear George, congratulations. I thought I was doing pretty well, but you make me look like Frank Sinatra.
Well, now, when did Crosby hear me sing?
Yeah, I don't know. And here's a telegram from Eddie Cantor.
What does he say?
Dear George, I've heard the news. I think it's thrilling. If yours are boys, mine are willing.
I don't get this. Any more messages come in?
Yeah, there's one from your draft board.
My draft board? What did they say?
They said that now that you're a father, you're 1A.
The father? They say I'm not a father. What's going on around here?
Come in.
Oh, hello again.
Oh, hello, Mr. Aherne.
Look, I'm sorry to bother you, but I must insist that I get my shorts back.
Your shorts?
Yes. Yes, they're here, you know.
Oh, well, pick out your bundle. Help yourself.
Oh, I didn't send the bundles, only the baby things.
Well, what's that for?
For your 9 babies.
We haven't got 9 babies.
Don't tell me it's 10 already.
Gracie, can you explain this?
Well, yes, dear. Our club is going to auction off Mr. Aherne's shorts to raise money for 9 needy babies. But I guess he thought they were our babies.
Oh, then you aren't a mother of 9?
Oh, no. I'm twice that old.
Gracie.
Well, come on, Mr. Aherne. The girls are waiting. You can auction off the shorts yourself.
Gracie.
Oh, but I must have the shorts for that scene in my picture tomorrow. Yeah, perhaps there's some other way in which I can help you raise the money.
Yeah.
Gracie.
Oh, I've got it. You can be in our play.
Gracie.
Well, I'd be very happy to, if that'll help the needy babies.
Oh,
Gracie.
wonderful. I'll tell the girls.
Gracie, I've had enough of this. I'm putting my foot down. There's not going to be a play. And those silly club women must be out of my house in 30 seconds. Once and for all, we'll see who's the boss around here.
All right, girls, now. Mr. Aherne's ready to run through our play.
Oh, nice of you.
Mrs. Burns, I've been looking this script over, and there's no part for me. All the characters are women.
Yeah, I know. It'll be a nice change for you.
Oh, but this is impossible.
Well, you can be the leading lady, Madeline Fudnick herself.
Oh, no. I wouldn't do it.
No play, no shorts.
Uh-huh. Very well. You win. Let's get on with it.
Oh, good. Now, we'll try the scene where Madeline confides a secret to her closest girlfriend, me. Ready?
Go ahead.
Why are your eyes so bright and shining, Madeline?
Because love has come into my life. Last night I was only a foolish girl, and then I met Henry. Oh, please, Mrs. Burns, must I say that?
Well, maybe we could change one line. Read on.
I have come to you for advice because you are much older than I am.
That's the line we'll change.
Mrs. Burns,
Read on.
Henry and I went for a walk in the moonlight. I was a dream of beauty in a pink organdy dress that brought out the delicate tones of my skin. Oh, honestly, I'm all wrong with this part. Why don't you get Wallace Beery to do it?
I haven't got his shorts. Continue.
It was more than Henry could resist. He was overpowered by emotion, swept away by desire. In a moment of flaming madness, he kissed me on the ear. Oh, no.
Well, would you rather try another scene?
No, I'd rather forget the whole thing.
Oh, shorts and all, huh?
Well, continue.
Now, in this scene, you're married, and you're pleading with the woman who has stolen your husband. I'll be the vampire. Now, start pleading.
You can't take Henry from me. You can't. I need him. Need him, I tell you.
Ha, ha, ha.
You can't wreck the home I made for him. The little cottage where I stitched every curtain with my own hands.
Ha, ha, ha.
Wait. There is something that you don't know.
Oh, pardon me.
Hello, Gracie. I came
Oh,
over.
now, Bill, Brian Aherne is here.
Well, what if he is? Brian Aherne is just like any other guy.
Oh, please, Bill. Go on, Mr. Aherne.
There is something that you don't know. Next month, I am going to become a mother.
I might be wrong about that fella. Here, Brian, take this bar of Swan to bathe the little fella. And Swan's not only great for bathing babies, but swell for your hands and face or for dishes and light laundry. Swan is 4 soaps in one.
My dear chap, you've got the wrong impression from what you heard. I assure you I am not going to become a mother next month.
Oh. Well, the month after, whenever it happens, bathe the kid with Swan. Babies love those Swan suds. Swan's pure as fine Castiles, you know. And so mild and gentle, too. And if it's kind to a baby's tender skin, it must be great for your complexion.
Oh, Bill, this is a play. Mr. Aherne doesn't need a bar of Swan to bathe the baby. He's only taking a part.
Oh. Oh, well, which part are you taking, Brian? The part that goes in the bathroom for your hands and face, or the part that goes in the kitchen for your dishes and cleaning? Swan breaks in two, you know.
Oh, come on, Mr. Aherne. Back to the play.
Oh, please, Mrs. Burns. I can't play the part of Madeline Fudnick.
Well, I guess you're right. You're too British.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, may I have my shorts? I must have them for my picture tomorrow.
Well, here they are. And I hope the picture comes out soon. We girls can't wait to see our names on the screen.
Your names?
You see what we embroidered on your shorts? Thanks for a lovely afternoon. Signed our names.
George and Gracie will be right back, so I'm only going to take a fast few seconds to remind you that when you buy Swan, you get a 4-in-1 value. A mild, pure, white floating soap that does 4 different jobs. That's right, Swan will take care of every soap and water job in the house. The same bar of Swan you use for bathing the baby is also wonderful for your own complexion, your own hands and face. And remember, Swan's quick, hard-working suds will make short work of your dishes, and it'll go a long way in giving your lingerie and fine things the kind of care they need to help them last and last. So, instead of shopping for 4 different kinds of soap, get the new white floating soap that's 4 soaps in one, Swan. Here they are again, George and Gracie.
George, our guest star next week is going to be Lucille Ball.
Yes, I know.
She's beautiful.
Yes.
More beautiful than I am, huh?
Oh, no.
She has a prettier figure, huh?
No.
Well, she's taller.
Well, yeah, she's taller.
George, but you don't love me.
Columbia Pictures produces the cover girl. The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune into your Columbia station again next Tuesday, same time, when we'll have as our guest Lucille Ball. Following week, Fred McMurray. This program is broadcast to our men and women in the armed services all over the world. Remember George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS next Tuesday night. Till next Tuesday, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I, Swan, how about you? This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.